the edition of The Conversation here on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adibimpe Omotayo, and it's nice to be back.
Hi, I'm Joy Olu. Welcome to The Conversation.
It's good to take a rest, though. She's in such a high spirits this morning, like, what's going on?
I rested very well yesterday.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
I was in my bed all through.
I didn't feel like getting up from the bed this morning.
Okay, let's see if it will still be the same energy on Monday. that show. No. I mean,
let's enjoy what we have now.
Okay.
I was just seeing ahead. All right, you know how we do it on the show. We talk about everything, and of course, we will begin the show with our news points for today. Should we do mini money move?
No, Abimbola, please start. Because
you are still booting. You are still booting. Okay, let's go. The first story this morning is, of course, on the LG autonomy, where the CBN and 774 Council chairman differ over Council's account opening. And the Central Bank of Nigeria has commenced profiling the chairman and signatories to the bank account of the 774 local government areas in the country as part of processes to commence local government autonomy. Director of Legal Services at the CBN, Kofo Salam Alada, explained that this was necessary to ensure financial accountability. However, the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, said it had received no communication from the Apex Bank concerning the opening of bank accounts. Salam Alada spoke at a State of the Nation discourse on strengthening local government autonomy in Nigeria, organized by the Nigerian Bar Association in Abuja yesterday. On July 11, 2024, the Supreme Court delivered a landmark judgment affirming the financial autonomy of the 774 local government areas in the country and prohibiting governors from further control of funds meant for the councils. The Apex Court also directed the Accountants General of the Federation to pay local government allocations directly to their accounts, declaring the non-remittance of funds by the 36 states unconstitutional. But 8 months after the judgment, the financial autonomy has yet to take off. Again, giving more insight into what is going on, as Salam Alada said, what is actually causing the delay is that the Apex Bank had no direct banking relationship with the LGAs. He said, and I quote, "This is all about standard procedure in the form of KYC, that is, know your customer. Anyone who will be a signatory to the account must be profiled. The process is ongoing and we are collaborating with the AGF's office. We have also written to the local government areas." He urged the ALGON to encourage its members to engage with the CBN at the local level, assuring that once proper documentation is completed, the account will be operational within 48 hours. Okay, so this is the thrust of the story, but there's still a lacuna. And the lacuna here is ALGON is saying they're not aware. CBN is saying they have written to the council areas and they're working, well, they are collaborating with the Office of the Accountants General of the Federation. So here is my take. If CBN is liaising with the AGF, it might make some sense because, again, that is where all of the money that goes, the disbursement, that is where it happens from.
Yes.
So if they're working with them, then it means that the federal government is collaborating at its own level, ensuring that, you know, all the things are done in the appropriate manner. And if the CBN says this is the best way to go, because if they are going to be paying directly, then accounts must be opened, profiling must be done. But if you're also profiling and you're not working with the council chairman, there's something going on.
Abimbola, my own grounds with all of this is that when the Supreme Court judgment was announced, didn't they start work immediately? You know, as of July, I think it was July last year, you know, when they announced this financial autonomy to local governments, after the announcement, did everybody now go to sleep?
Because it's gradually looking like...
It's like we just like drama in this country.
Yeah, and you know, coupled with the fact that we like drama would be the fact that were they expecting the Supreme Court to have said otherwise?
Otherwise, yeah.
So perhaps that is why there's this foot dragging. And, I mean, if it was the federal government that went to court, the federal government should have known that there was every likelihood that they would win the case. Yeah. So there's just something going on that we really do not understand. And it is sad that it's been 8 months of dilly-dallying. It's been 8 months of you need to open an account. And so in all of these 8 months, the state governors are still getting those monies.
Even after the
judgment.
Even after the judgment.
So the monies are still going to the states.
Yes.
And so the states are still disbursing to the LGs. So, and everybody, I mean, we've all hailed the Supreme Court judgment. So who is fooling who?
You know, I remember one time that we had a conversation here on the program, and the guest was saying that they need to ask the local governments, do they really want an autonomy?
Because they also keep saying
quiet.
They want an autonomy. Well, they are seeming quiet.
Yeah, they're quiet.
Well, there's so much being said, even though they are quiet.
Yeah.
So it means that, you know, until they start getting those monies themselves, it's just going to be pretty difficult for them to say anything. So let's hope that, you know, maybe by the time we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the judgment.
Is that a thing to celebrate?
I mean, brother has taken me to where I don't know.
maybe by then.
We'll start to celebrate the announcement of a judgment.
So 1 year after, it has finally taken
off. It has finally taken place. Okay.
Let's take your story, Adebimpe.
Federal government to bar 60,000 litre fuel tankers from roads from March 1. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has announced a ban on 60,000 litre fuel tankers from operating on Nigerian roads effective March 1, 2025 to mitigate truck-in-transit incidents, some of which had resulted in infernos and several deaths. The agency also explained that no truck with over 45,000 litres in capacity will be allowed to load product by the fourth quarter of 2025. The Executive Director, Distribution Systems, Storage and Retailing Infrastructure, Ogbugo Okoha, said the decision was made in response to the increasing number of road accidents involving heavy-duty petroleum tankers. He said the first stakeholders technical committee met to drill down and put timelines for about 10 resolutions that had been taken on how to drive down the significant increase that has been observed in relation to trucks and transit incidents and fatalities. Yeah, that's the thrust of the story. It's for safety on our roads, it's for safety for the tanker drivers, and of course for everybody, for all commuters. And this is a commendable announcement. We just hope they will put it to work. It's not that they will announce on March 1
and compliance.
And compliance, and we won't start seeing action till 2026.
Yeah.
I think 1 year anniversary.
I think also would be the fact that the stakeholders actually need to be talked to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's one thing to set an enforcement date. It's another thing to ensure that the stakeholders are also, you're carrying them along, because I've also realized that oftentimes we love a lot of media narratives. We set dates that are not either realistic or are not feasible. So those who are actually in the industry, how much of deliberations have you had with them? And you know that Nigeria is a very special place. You can actually have tankers and trucks, and on those trucks, they may actually write less capacity, and they're actually carrying the capacity that you're asking them not to carry. So these things you need to carry everyone along. So as you're carrying the truck owners along, you're also carrying security operatives, you know, along, because they will be the ones to enforce, you know, this issue. So if you're saying 60 liter, what will be the criteria for the truck that will be going around? I think the most common, I think, is between 300 and 450. I think some carry 600.
Some carry
but if you're now saying 600 will no longer be allowed.
60,000.
So sorry, 60,000 will no longer be allowed. What are you putting in place? Because you also need to ensure that the depots where they load are also carried along, and there are no sharp practices in those places, because if they can cut corners and carry more than the allotted capacity, then we will still come back to all of these issues. And in all of that, the roads
are they in good shape?
That they ply. And sometimes if you know how these guys speed, these truck drivers and these ones that carry containers,
like they have extra life in the house.
They sleep,
close to them.
They doze, they run. Yeah, just me. When I don't want to stay behind them. I don't want to stay beside them.
You know, I see them every day.
Okay, that's your route, yeah.
So let's hope that, you know, as much as government is setting a target, they are also doing the needful to ensure that, you know, all of these stakeholders are also brought into the plan. Joy, let's take your story.
Lagos Assembly, Obasa denies stockpiling arms. Miranda refutes resignation claim. The ousted Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, on Wednesday denied reports linking him to stockpiling arms at his office at the Assembly. This is as the current Speaker of the House, Mojisola Miranda, denied resigning from her position. Obasa denied reports linking him to some firearms allegedly uncovered at his office. According to reports on Tuesday, alleged that 47 pump-action guns were discovered by officials of the Department of State Services during a visit to the Assembly. On Monday, some versions of the report claimed the weapons were found in Obasa's office, while others suggested they were in the former Chief Security Officer's office. In a statement released by his aide and signed by Obasa on Wednesday, the former speaker described the report as a concussion. According to sources, okay, well, let me just move on because it's a long read. According to him, that's quoting Obasa now, he says that the ill-conceived story, apart from being a complete concoction, clearly exposes its author and paymasters as maliciously of low intelligence quotient, only out to malign my hard-earned reputation, spanning decades of political leadership and legislative hard work. Anyway, so going on again from the Speaker's side, the Speaker's Chief Press Secretary, Segun Ajiboye, debunked the story that his principal, Miranda, has resigned. An online report on Wednesday suggested that Miranda resigned her position, referencing an unconfirmed letter allegedly emanating from the Speaker and circulating on social media for 2 days. However, according to this news medium, reports said that there was Miranda's signature was not on the letter that was dated February.
It was
not signed. Her signature was not there. Then moving down again, in another development, the Lagos Assembly on Wednesday denied reports claiming that 27 members of the All Progressives Congress had defected to the Labour Party. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the chairman of the House Committee on Information Strategy and Security, Ogundipe Olukayode, asserted that the APC remained united and focused. He dismissed the reports of a mass defection from the ruling party as riddled with inaccuracies and outright falsehoods. Let me stop it there. We don't used to have drama in Lagos.
The drama, we are having drama now, you know, and when I read all this, I begin to, you know, question, you know, the role of the media. You know, the media should always verify stories before they just push them out. How can they push out a letter that there is no signature on it? And you know, when I saw this story yesterday, I was like, the media. That is my own constituency. We're not doing too well, in this Lagos Assembly matter.
Okay, so I mean, quickly, right now, as much as the media is in the eye of the storm, you'd also know that there are media. So I think, if we say media, yes, but maybe we should say bloggers.
Yeah. Because
then you will know that these are people that are not journalists. These are people that are just there on the space, the internet space, and they will do all for money. They will do all to gain traction, and they will do everything to push their brands. To also give them traction on the numbers of eyeballs or the number of reads. And so that is why you have most of these things trending on those platforms. I'm sure that if you know that, okay, and that's why sometimes when you see certain things, you'll take a pause and say, you know what, let's wait till we can authenticate this story before running with it. And I just hope, when during the administration of President Buhari, when they talked about regulating social media, everybody shouted. Now people are the ones calling for the regulation of the social media, because again, if we're not careful, these platforms are able to set the country on fire. They're able to cause, they're able to destroy relationships and just make people lose their lives. And so we all must also be careful what we help push out, what we help rebroadcast, what we help share. As a matter of personal principle, I don't broadcast. I don't share anything. If you send something to me, I will block you. I will just, because you're bothering my life, I will block you. So I don't even bother my head about that. So we all must be, again, intentional about where we read stories from, because sometimes these things are just, they are... But in the midst of, all of the crisis, in the midst of all of the issues, but we do hope that peace will come to the assembly. There's a need for a roundtable. The party members, the party hierarchy. The GAC, even though divided, the lawmakers, because again, when you start hearing things of defection and all of that, you will know that things are going on. And we can't say because this is also happening, governance will stop. Because now the assembly has adjourned indefinitely. Again, we'll talk about where do the people come in here. But as much as the legislature is battling with its own issue, the executive is going on, and things are happening. We talked about the Abule Egba bus terminal, that was inaugurated days ago, and the fact that Mr. Governor slashed the fares. Yes, life continues, but if also this assembly issue is not looked into, let Lagos find peace.
We don't want drama in Lagos.
Okay. Those are our news points on the program today. And as we're having our own drama, of course, with the Lagos Assembly, the Edo people are celebrating. And of course, that is on a hashtag today. It's been 100 days since Mr. Monday Okpebholo became the governor of Edo. And of course, on X platform this morning, New Edo Reason is trending, and of course a couple of people are having good things to say about Mr. Governor. And if nothing, at least I don't live in Edo, I don't live in Benin, but if there's nothing, if I haven't seen anything, I have seen a rebranded Edo Broadcasting station.
That's the at least we can see that, we can talk about that.
We can see that, and that is how you know a governor who's particular about information and pushing the right narratives. You need to empower your state broadcasting station. That's the only way you can have an edge. Because if your own thing is suffering and you're going to spend money in other places, it doesn't speak well. So at least, and of course, more people are saying good things about Mr. Monday Okpebholo and how he's also making impact in Edo this morning. So congratulations are in order for the governor as well as the people of that state. Any addition?
Yes, I also want to commend our colleague who is doing the most in all of this, pushing out the narrative, pushing out the good works of Governor Okpebholo.
Okpebholo. There's even a way they pronounce it, Okpebholo.
Yeah, I think the B is somehow,
it's silent.
Silent.
Okpebholo.
Yeah. I will commend our colleague who is doing really, really well, pushing those state government out there. And you know what? EBS is not even yet on DSTV.
But they've been off terrestrial for over a year.
And they're back now.
On terrestrial.
And just in 100 days.
Governance look at is all about. We want to see impact, create, tangible impacts in the life of the people, and people can see the fruits of their votes.
All right, congratulations to the governor and the people of Edo State. Okay, we took a quick break this morning. When we return, part 1 of our conversation will be here. And today we'll be reminiscing on the life and times of the departed leader of the Afenifere. Afenifere, of course, is a popular Yoruba pan-social group. And, of course, Afenifere has done its bit in the unity and progress of the Yoruba race. And who can tell us about the life and times of late Pa Ayo Adebanjo? More than the guest will be hosting this morning. You'll meet our guest after this short break.